This week on ANN, Adventists in the U.S. state of Florida offer emotional support in the wake of last week's mass shooting in Parkland.
During a meeting with the president of the Seventh-day Adventist Church, the president of Uganda promises to consider banning mandatory Saturday exams.
And the president of Southern Adventist University outlines ways the school will better serve its Black students after a racially charged video was uploaded to Snapchat.
These stories and more coming up.
Adventists are collaborating in Parkland, Florida to serve family and community members affected by last week's mass shooting at the Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School.
On February 14th, the former student arrived on the school's grounds where he killed 17 people and injured 14.
Since then, the Disaster Response Director for Adventist Community Services, W. Derek Lee, has been in ongoing contact with Adventist representatives in the area.
The Pompano Beach Seventh-day Adventist Church set up a space to allow certified emotional and spiritual care providers to offer their services.
An Adventist student was among the injured at the high school. According to NBC Today, Samantha Grady took her best friend's advice to use a book to shield herself from bullets that flew into the classroom. However, Grady's friend did not survive the attack.
The Adventist Church has a long-held stance against the use of assault weapons. In 1990, the church released an official statement under the leadership of then-president of the Seventh-day Adventist Church, Neil Wilson, father of Ted Wilson.
The statement says, pursuits of peace and the preservation of life are to be the goals of Christians. Evil cannot effectively be met with evil, but must overcome with good. Seventh-day Adventists, with other people of goodwill, wish to cooperate in using every legitimate means of reducing and eliminating, where possible, the root causes of crime.
In addition, with public safety and the value of human life in mind, the sale of automatic or semi-automatic assault weapons should be strictly controlled. This would reduce the use of weapons by mentally disturbed people and criminals, especially those involved in drug and gang activities.
Visit news.adventist.org to read the full statement.
The president of Uganda pledged last week to consider banning nationwide university exams that are held on Saturdays. President Yoweri Museveni made this promise after the president of the Seventh-day Adventist Church, Ted Wilson, made an official visit February 17th. After their meeting, Museveni tweeted, "I commend members of the SDA community in Uganda for their discipline. We shall consider the church's request about our education institutions not conducting examinations on Saturday." Museveni and Wilson discussed the origins of the Seventh-day Adventist Church, Sabbath observance, and the impact Adventists have made in the nation. Museveni shared his positive association with the church. He learned to read at an Adventist grade school in the town of Kayamate and has even donated funds to Adventist projects. Wilson gifted Museveni with a leather Bible, a pen, and a copy of Ellen G. White's Steps to Christ book. At the end, Wilson said, "We had an extremely gracious meeting." He knows Adventists. In fact, he was instructed as a very young schoolboy by Seventh-day Adventist teachers. He holds a warm spot in his heart for that and for what God is doing through his church in Uganda.
The president of Southern Adventist University in the U.S. state of Tennessee released a video statement last week with plans to better meet the needs of students of color, especially African American students. The response came after a video containing a racial slur was uploaded to Snapchat during the school's annual Christian Black Union Night on campus. Southern Adventist University has more.
Southern Adventist University is proud of its diverse student body, but a persistent question remains: is Southern racist? In the last few years, multiple racial incidents have been broadcast widely on social media, underscoring this question. The institution's history has also contributed. Southern was slow to integrate and even slower to acknowledge and rectify the racial issues which our students and employees of color experienced. There has been a repeated pattern of listening to concerns from Black students without pursuing strong actions to address them. While we have been making efforts, they have not been enough. To my Black brothers and sisters in Christ, you have shared your concerns, and I want you to know you have been heard. Today, we are recommitting to step up and listen more carefully when you describe your experiences, to act on what we hear, and to take steps that will help us become a more close-knit, Christ-centered community. Today, as president of Southern Adventist University, I apologize for our history, for not doing more to foster racial harmony over the last 126 years. I apologize for any mistreatment of Black students have faced during our history. And I apologize for not trying harder to understand these issues and the challenges that have kept students of color from having the experience they sought and they deserved. But more than apologize, I ask for forgiveness from you and any other individuals who have encountered discrimination while on our campus. I am sorry that your experience was so much less than what it should have been at a Christian university. And I pledge a better day for our campus. In the coming weeks, we will be conducting focus groups designed to help us listen in open and honest dialogue to the concerns of our students of color and to their ideas for how we as a university can take action to address these concerns. And I pledge to immediately empower our diversity committee to improve how we address these issues on our campus. For instance, creating, promoting, and supporting programming that tackles diversity issues while developing an education process that will increase understanding and provide relevant resources. The committee will also recommend the best way to include diversity as a key consideration in the hiring process of employees. I pledge that we will improve the representation of our diverse student body at the administrative level, starting immediately with the creation of a Vice President for Diversity position. And I would like to ask for the prayers and support of all of our students and employees in pursuing these goals. Let us strive together to make Southern Adventist University a place where it cannot be said that we do not care about, listen to, support, or nurture all of our students and employees. Instead, may we become known as a school where students and employees alike exhibit and experience a Christ-likeness in all that they do. May we become a model for racial harmony in a world increasingly divided and hateful.
This is our commitment to pursue positive change in and out of the classroom for our underrepresented students.
We promise to take all reports of discrimination seriously and create a culture of speaking up and standing up for students and employees of color.
We won't treat harmony as a given. We will listen to each other and learn from our stories.
This is our time to embrace the pain of our past in all its ugliness, so that we can ensure a future where each student feels valued, understood, and heard.
This is our pledge to learn and grow through crucial conversations and sustained dialogue on campus.
This is Southern, a place where we strive to make every student feel welcome and wanted.
We're Southern employees stepping up to support students of color.
We are Southern students, living out our mission to edify and serve one another in humility.
We are Christians, and as disciples, we will not be silent when we see discrimination.
We, as the Black students of Southern, pledge to speak out when we see and hear the grievances of discrimination, bigotry, and other intolerable behavior on our campus.
This is Southern Adventist University, a campus grounded in hope, united in Christ, and committed to living with one another in love.
It is estimated that 35% of the island nation of Puerto Rico is still without power 4 months after Hurricane Maria struck the nation. The Category 5 storm has caused unemployment to rise and companies to shut down. In addition, numerous homes are still in great need of repair. Adventists in the nation have continued to engage with community members as the nation recovers. Members cooked and served meals from their local churches and offered to clean their homes. The combined efforts of the Adventist Development and Relief Agency International, Inter-America, and Puerto have led the construction of 125 roofs for homes that did not qualify for federal aid. The operation of the church in Puerto Rico has also taken a hit. Adventist schools have seen hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of losses due to the plummet of attendance after the storm. In addition, church employees are receiving up to 15% less per paycheck. However, this has not impacted the spirit of the church. The treasurer of the church's Puerto Rico territory is Luis Rivera. He said, "I have seen a country working more united, our church more focused in missionary work through service." He went on to say, "This experience will not allow us to give up on Puerto Rico. Our members are loyal and faithful and will stay grounded in the Bible truths and continue to serve, sharing hope everywhere they go. Visit upasd.org to learn more about the Adventist Church in Puerto Rico.
Coming up, the film about the origins of Adventism, Tell the World, bring home 3 awards from an international film competition.
But up next, hundreds endure cold and rain in the city of Baton Rouge, Louisiana, for free healthcare provided by an Adventist ministry.
God created the heavens and the earth. I mean, it's so amazing, the engineering capabilities between the planets, how they're set in space, how they stayed there. God knew what he was doing. He is the chief engineer of the universe. In engineering, when you design things and it comes out right, you feel so good about it. And he had to have so much fun.
Welcome back.
The Adventist Medical Evangelism Network, or AMEN, hit the road again to provide free health services to communities in need.
One of their most recent clinics took place in the U.S. state of Louisiana, where 1,300 people received free vision, dental, and medical services.
AMEN sent this report.
This morning at 2 o'clock.
You were here at 2 o'clock?
Yeah.
Okay. How cold was it?
Oh my God, it was so cold. Can't you see us all tied up and stuff? It was real cold. But to get all this work done, we appreciate it.
Here in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, friends and volunteers from all over America came together to bring their own sunshine. Despite the weather, they wanted to demonstrate the simple virtue of kindness.
The overall goal was to serve as many people as our providers would have allowed us to. And so I think we did a great job. You can always do more. There were many people that we did have to turn away. That was heartbreaking. But for me, it just showed the great need in the city of Baton Rouge and surrounding parishes because people came from everywhere. They even came from other states, right? In Mississippi, other parts of the parish, deep in other parts of the parish, Shreveport. And so people were just coming from everywhere that had needs that some of them that we just didn't have the capacity to meet.
I think this is an amazing event for our community. It is certainly changing the trajectory of healthcare for many, many citizens. People were in line outside, I'm told, at early morning hours. Maybe some spent the night out here. And so this really speaks in a very great way in terms of the needs that people have.
And everything was really smooth. They bent over backwards, and this was a blessing from God that you guys was able to come out here and do this event for people like me and other people.
The biggest thing about it is we love our city and we always want to encourage and build our city. One way to do that is to make sure that people are healthy. People cannot contribute to the greater good if they don't feel well, and we take healthcare for granted, quite actually. There's a lot of people who don't have an opportunity to get dental services. They walked in missing teeth and now they have a full smile. You're talking about people who can walk in and get a job because they're confident about themselves with that bright smile, and anybody that stands in line in the rain really needs this. So to know that I was a part of such a great endeavor, I'm humbled. I'm excited already for the next time that we can do it, and I just really hope that more people come out, patients and providers, because together we'll just make a great place and make people feel good.
A Chinese philosopher once said that kindness in giving creates love, and a favorite author, Mark Twain, expanded it to explain that kindness is a language which the deaf can hear and the blind can see. But where does it come from? Well, it comes from you and me. We can show the kindness that Louisiana needs.
The film and docuseries about the beginnings of the Seventh-day Adventist Church was given 3 awards from an international film competition. Tell the World won in 3 categories of the IndieFest Film Awards: Christian, Special Purpose Production, and Web Series. It follows early pioneers as they emerge from the Great Disappointment to create the organization that has been at the forefront of issues such as health, education, communication, and biblical interpretation. According to the director of Tell the World, Kyle Portberry, this worldwide competition aims to give talented directors, producers, actors, creative teams, and new media creators the positive exposure they deserve. It discovers and honors the achievements of filmmakers who produce high-quality films and new media. Visit telltheworld.adventist.org to watch more and learn more about the docuseries.
The 100th anniversary of Adventism in the Dominican Republic was marked with the inauguration of a church in the nation's capital, Santo Domingo. Leaders and members attended the ribbon-cutting ceremony of the renovated Maya Adventist Church, which was built in 1917 and was the first Adventist church on the island. Among attendees was Juan Prestol Puesan, a native of the Dominican Republic who now serves as the treasurer of the Seventh-day Adventist Church. He said, "Our faith in the blessed hope of the soon coming of the Lord is the flame that should sustain us in the fulfillment of the evangelistic mission. Today, more than ever, we should share that message, a message that continues to be the same. Jesus is coming soon." Read more about the Adventist Church's impact in the Dominican Republic by visiting news.adventist.org.
And finally, for the news this week, the goal of Pentecost 2018 is to baptize at least 600,000 people in the West Central Africa territory by next year. We now present a report from the church's leaders in the region who are soliciting prayers as they work to double their membership.
This is Pastor Vicente Same, Director of Evangelism, Sabbath School of West Central Africa Division. Pastor Vicente Same, please, can you explain to us what is the Pentecost?
Pentecost is an evangelistic movement program in our division to hold about 25,000 campaign sites across 22 countries. And normally by the design, it was supposed to start February 4 to end February 17 as a period of launching but also a celebration. But it's a whole quinquennium program. And so far, we are targeting 25,000 campaign sites. The program involves everybody, starting with the youth, women, men, pastors, church officers, everybody. And we extended also an invitation to foreign preachers from the GC and from other divisions.
With Pentecost 2018, we on campus had to liaise with the general church, so we had to hold an evangelistic campaign on campus, which was the Bible lecture series. I was a part of the planning committee of the Bible lecture series, so that was basically what I was doing. We're liaising with the union, and then we organized this Bible lecture series in aid of the Pentecost 2018, just for this campus, KMSD campus.
TMI is a divine project given to the Church of God, the remnant. This program has come to stay, where every member is given the opportunity to share his faith with somebody around. Because Christ is coming soon, and he needs all of us, not only the pastors. He needs the members, he needs the youth, he needs the women, he needs everybody. And we thank God so far, total member involvement is a reality in West Central Africa Division. The members are firstly the majority. They are far more than pastors. And so far, indication from the report we are getting from the unions, the joy is to announce that so far, more than 80% of our membership, including the pastors, everybody is involved in this Pentecost 2018. TMI is a reality in this part of the world, and we really want to thank God for that.
I'm part of the health team. What we do is we go from places to places, and then we do screening, we check their blood pressure, we check their pulse, we just check their vitals so that we know how they are faring, and through that we share the message to them. We are about 100 and then we divide ourselves, and then we go from places to places, and then we undertake this exercise. I feel very happy. I'm very happy whenever I'm able to help in the evangelism, because as we know, TMI is total member involvement, because that's my part. I'm a health student, I'm a nursing student, so that's my field, so that's the part I can play in this Pentecost 2018.
By the grace of God, our vision is to double our membership by 2019. And so the goal for Pentecost 2018 is to baptize 600,000 people. That is the goal that we have. And by the grace of God, we think it shall be achieved.
Coming up, look up any Adventist church anywhere at any time.
But up next, go door to door in rural villages of Myanmar as we follow a global mission pioneer.
Welcome back.
Sometimes it only takes one person to make a difference. For this week's Spotlight on Adventist Mission, we're going to follow a global mission pioneer in Myanmar.
This pioneer plants seeds of hope as he makes meaningful connections in various villages throughout the nation.
Every morning, Lapue wakes up ready for a new day as a global mission pioneer. He knows each day brings opportunities to share a new message with his village. Lapue lives in the country of Myanmar, in a village very much like the one he grew up in. He has been working as a pioneer for some time now, but has only lived in this village for about a year. When he began his work as a pioneer, he was focused on sharing the gospel with his village. But Lapue knew that there were surrounding villages that weren't being reached at all. This weighed heavily on his heart, and once his first congregation had grown to a healthy size, he chose to move to a new village. People in this village have quickly gotten to know Lapue and often invite him to come over for a Bible study. This bamboo house is the perfect space to teach and talk with small groups of interested villagers. Each visit features a new topic of discussion for them to dive into. The Bible serves as the foundation of every conversation, and the villagers can't get enough. For those who work all day, Lapue has a special plan. He joins them. He has developed relationships with these villagers by working alongside them. While they work together, he teaches them Bible verses. This often leads to deeper discussions about Lapue's faith. Unfortunately, some time ago, his eye was injured in a work accident. But this hasn't stopped him from getting back out there to share the gospel message. Lapue is meeting people where they are to connect with them, reflecting the example Jesus left for us on this earth. From his labor ministry and visiting homes, Lapue has planted a church of more than 45 members. They meet in his house often for worship and celebrate the gospel message Lapue brought to this village. One of their favorite things to do is sing, and they do it with passion. Please pray as global mission pioneers like Lapue reach people for Jesus. Thanks for all you do to support mission.
Visit AdventistMission.org to learn more.
Searching for an Adventist church near you? Chances are you can find one using our online directory.
Emily Mastrapa has more for this week's social media segment.
When we visit places around the world, we still want to be able to attend church with fellow Adventists. When we move, we want to know where the closest Adventist entity is. How can we find them without just driving around and hoping we find one? Well, the Adventist Directory is a great place to look. The Adventist Organizational Directory is an amazing resource for finding churches, schools, hospitals, and other entities near to you. and it's really easy to use. Let's say I want to find a church in Nairobi, Kenya. I can visit AdventistDirectory.org. Then I can just type Nairobi into the search box. I will then get a list of all of the entities that we have in and around Nairobi. But sometimes not all of the entities are listed, and the conference or the mission office would need to be contacted for information. The directory is here to help you find an Adventist entity wherever you are. Whether you have just moved to a new city or you're just visiting one, check out the directory to find a church near to you.
And finally, for today's program, let's turn to Kenry Hilton for a look at Adventist history.
This week, we'll follow the progression of what started as Grayville Academy and is now a university in U.S. state of Tennessee.
On February 20, 1892, what we know today as Southern Adventist University had its beginnings when Professor George Colcord and his wife Ada started Grayville Academy in the U.S. state of Tennessee. 23 students enrolled in that first year when tuition was just $4 per month. The institution, since its inception, has gone through a series of name changes. In November 1897, the school's name was changed to Southern Industrial School, and in 1901, it was changed again to Southern Training School. In 1916, they moved to a new location and took on a new name, Southern Junior College. And in 1944, after being accredited as a four-year institution, another new name was voted, Southern Missionary College. And in 1982, the college once again changed its name, becoming Southern College of Seventh-day Adventists. And finally, after attaining university status in 1996, the new and current name of Southern Adventist University was adopted. The university resides on a 1,300-acre campus and now boasts an enrollment of over 3,000 students. Also this week, on February 22, 1893, the General Conference in Battle Creek voted the establishment of another school in Texas, which would eventually become what we know today as Southwestern Adventist University. This institution was originally named Keene Industrial Academy, as Southwesterners pioneers believed that classroom learning and work experience complemented each other. They too went through a series of name changes, becoming Southwestern Junior College in 1916, then Southwestern Adventist College in 1977, before adopting its current name in 1996. And that was This Week in Adventist History.
Thanks for watching ANN. Join us next week for more news from the headquarters of the Seventh-day Adventist Church.
We love to hear from you. Send us your feedback and tell us how your church is making a difference in its community.
Absolutely, and be sure to capture plenty of video footage and photos, then write up a summary of the event's important details. And feel free to send full video reports as well.
Yes. You can reach us by sending an email to annvideo11@gmail.com.
Before we say goodbye, here's some good news from the book of Philippians, chapter 1, verse 6.
The passage says, "And I am certain that God, who began a good work within you, will continue his work until it is finally finished on the day when Jesus Christ returns."
Amen.
Amen.
Amen. That's our program for this week. And remember, you can always visit news.adventist.org for daily news and videos. Until next time, God bless.
Take care.